welcome or welcome back to 4F Beauty. When will I be YouTube famous? I don't know. But what I do know is I've got a foundation review for you today, and it is using this Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I know what you're thinking. That colour does not match this colour. That's because I bought this second hand and it's shade porcelain, which I thought, porcelain's fine, that's always the lightest, cool, neutral colour. And not for Too Faced, it's not. It's warm tone and about 3 shades too dark. But today I have used with it, I should try and hold them both without dropping them, this MUA, what do I call it? Lightning Cool Custom Colour Foundation Mixer. So hopefully, I mean, you can see it has actually, it's changed the undertone, it's now more cool neutral, and it's lightened it enough that I don't look like an Oompa Loompa, which is always nice. So, it'll be interesting to see exactly how well this lasts, because I've used this quite a few times with my lightning drops from the Body Shop, and I actually did a test run of it just on its own on a day when I didn't have to leave the house. So I know these do not affect the wear time of it, so it'll be interesting to see whether this does or not. But with all that being said, if you want to see exactly how well it applies on my oily combo skin and how well it lasts, sweetie, you're in just the right place. Here it comes. Hey, welcome back from the intro. I don't know if I'm going to say this in the intro yet. Because obviously I haven't recorded it yet, but I bought this Too Faced Born This Way in porcelain, second hand from a beauty group. Didn't even think to check swatches before I ordered it, because I'm like, porcelain, it's the palest of the pale with a neutral to cool undertone. No, not according to Too Faced, it's not. So, now normally when I wear this, I chuck some of these in, which are the Body Shop shade adjusting drops. It's really overcast today, so I've got my lights on a little bit brighter than usual, just so that you can still see what's going on, so it's kind of blurring everything out. But I found this MUA Makeup Academy Lightening Cool drops. So I'm going to give that a go, because this is a wee bit on the warm side. Now, I know the lightning drops from Body Shop don't change the performance of the foundation at all. I don't know that about this yet, so I guess today's the day I'm gonna find out. That's the consistency of Born This Way if you've never used it. Okay, those drops are a little bit more viscous. So let's mix that in and see how it looks. Just as a comparison, I will put a little tiny bit of this on the back of my hand so you can actually see. Look, it's... There we go. If I turn that side off, you can see. Most definitely not my colour. So, that's the beauty of these fishtail ones. They're a bugger to store, but they're very good for mixing. So while I quite happily mix this, how's your day been? Are you at the start of your day, at the end of your day? Believe it or not, it is currently just gone 11 o'clock. I've been up since 4 a.m. So you're probably wondering, why is it taking you so long to get on camera and do some recording, Ange? Well, it's quite simple. Today's the day that the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation was launched. So I've been on the Revolution website all morning, refreshing it every sort of 10-15 minutes since 5 a.m. because although they said they were going live at about 9, I thought, well, you know, it has been known to go on early, so I'll just check. Yeah, at 10:45, it still wasn't live. So I popped over to Superdrug and they'd got it live, so I bought it there. So I think that's looking more like my colour now. So let's try applying it. I know from experience this applies best on me with a sponge. This is the Beauty Bakery sponge. So let's zoom in a little bit. I have washed, moisturised and primed my skin with my usual facial antiperspirant because long-term viewers will know chronic pain and side effect of the meds for chronic pain mean I get a very sweaty face. So if I don't use a facial antiperspirant, my foundation, along with the rest of my makeup, slides off in about an hour or so. Less than that if it's a hot day. Yeah, I think I've got this about the right shade. I don't appear to be oompa-loompering today. I really hope that this one hasn't changed the performance level of this foundation, because I do like this foundation to the point that, you know, I'm not going to waste money I've already spent because, you know, I'm not a beauty guru. I don't get PR. I'm disabled, so I'm literally just on disabled money. So I don't have money to waste. So I'm going to continue to use this up. But they've now got lighter shades. They've now got a snow, which is the shade that I am in the Peach Perfect foundation. So once I've finished this bottle, I will probably pick up some snow to try. I think I might have mixed a little bit too much up. Oopsie. Oh well, I'll just build it up. It's a medium to full, this one anyway, so I know I normally leave it at medium. I might just build it up a little bit today instead, rather than waste what's there, because I haven't got any little pots to put it in at the moment. I normally have spare contact lens pots, which are perfect sample size pots, by the way. If ever you're going somewhere and your whole point of going is to get foundation samples, and then you get there and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we haven't got any little pots. If you've got empty contact lens pots, those are the perfect size, and you can always go, oh, actually, I've got an empty pot here we could use. Sometimes they're a little bit, no, I can't do that. Other times they'll be like, oh, okay. Most of the time they're okay about it. I mean, let's face it, it's not their money that they're giving away, is it, in terms of samples? You can see this builds up really nicely on itself. This Beauty Blender was clean when I this blending egg was clean, it's just a bit stained. I need to put it through the washing machine, I think, to get rid of the rest of those stains, see if it'll come out. I've got one of those, you know those the nets, the washing nets you can buy to put like your delicates in, like your bras and any lace undies and stuff, so they don't get caught up on anything. I've got a small one of those, and I just chuck my beauty blenders in those once. I mean, I clean them obviously every week. Rinse them under the tap every day when I'm finished using them. Clean them with shampoo or soap once a week, and then once a month they go through the washing machine as well. So I do like this foundation. As you can see, I've still got a little bit left, but I think I might keep that there because I'm going to do quite a smoked out eye today. So if I get fallout, I might need to touch up a little bit. So let's put that up there for a minute. And as I've got the Too Faced Born This Way original Radiant Concealer in Very Fair, kind of makes sense if you've got matching brand of concealer. Obviously their stuff works best on itself and is designed to work together. So let's pop a little bit of concealer on. I don't use primers on my eyes I should say, mainly because I find that concealer for me, continuing my foundation and my concealer across and then setting it gives me just as good a result, but also because the majority of eye primers are clear or only slightly tinted, and because I've got deep set eyes, I've got quite all the veins and stuff are quite close to the top of my skin there, kind of thing. So that's why I've always got dark circles, which 9 times out of 10 most concealers won't cover, unless I pan stick it, and then it looks great on camera and bloody awful in real life. But it also, I have discoloration on my eyelids because of it, and I find that I don't always get true colours if I use an eyeshadow primer, because obviously it's not going onto a light base. So there we go. I am just going to set this very quickly with Coty Airspun, and this stuff, if ever you've used it, flies blooming everywhere because it is so finely milled. Again, this one I actually bought off of a friend who had bought it in America and couldn't get on with it because she just didn't like the smell, basically. It is quite fragranced, but I like it because it reminds me of the powder my mum used to use when I was a kid. So I'm just setting that very quickly before it, because one of the other downfalls of having deep set eyes, although it gives me a nice lot of lid to play with, which is great when you're doing eye looks, there is no such thing as crease-free concealer. Not when you've got deep set eyes. And as I'm powdering, it's actually a travel kabuki brush from Real Techniques. The reason I like it is because you can lift this up and tighten the density of the bristles by lifting the collar. Because where I've got oily combo skin, I really struggle to keep foundation on my nose, so I use this and put the collar up to make it as dense as possible, and then just really push that and press the powder into my skin so that it gives me as good a chance as possible of keeping the foundation actually on my nose. And because this is so finely milled, it doesn't make the foundations go cakey. If the foundation goes cakey around there, it's because the foundation's going to go cakey anyway. I have tested it with a number of different foundations, and I'm now going in with a big old fluffy brush just to set everywhere else. I know what you're thinking. The Born This Way foundation is radiant. Why are you setting it? Because I've got oily combo skin, as I've already said, I think. And if I don't set it, it will slide off my face super quickly. And because it's a radiant foundation, and because I've got oily combo skin, it obviously doesn't have the wear time of a matte foundation. You wouldn't expect it to, but by powdering it like this, it does give me longer wear time, and my oils come through quite quickly and warm it back up, so within about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, it tends to get some of its radiance back. I don't bake because once you're over a certain age, even though I've got oily combo skin, my under eyes go very, very dry. And once you're over a certain age, baking and dry under eyes equal alligator skin, which is most not nice. Most not nice. Really, where the heck has my grandma gone to? Kids have gone back to school and I think they've taken my brain with me. Can my godchildren please bring my brain back? Right, it is currently 20 past 11. So, we'll call the check-in time quarter past because obviously I've been waffling and powdering for the last 5 minutes. So quarter past 11 is our check-in time. I'm now going to disappear off and come back looking much more colourful. And then we can see exactly how this fares on my skin. And let's hope that this mixing hasn't affected its wear time, because obviously I know how long I can normally get out of this foundation before it starts breaking down. So, with that being said, I will see you in 2 shakes of a duck's tail, or just after this dissolvey bit. Hey, I'm back. As you can see, much more colourful. I used the Hasina 2 from Blush Tribe because I had been requested to do this smoky green eyeshadow look. Lippy is Yummy from Jeffree's 2018 summer collection. Various highlights, Liberace, Sarcophagus, that's Jeffree as well. But there we go. It is currently quarter past 12. This has only been on for an hour, but let's have a zoom in. I mean, as you can see, it's absolutely fine. Absolutely everywhere, which is what you would expect for it only having been on for an hour. All of the face products, bronzer, blush, highlight, blended absolutely fine over the top of it. So using this hasn't changed that at all. I've now got a few hours to wait before I come back for the first check-in. As always, there will be 2 check-ins, one around the 5 or 6 hour mark and one again around the 10 or 11 hour, just to give you an idea of how this fares on my oily combo skin. For those of you who don't know, when it comes to foundation reviews, I don't blot, I don't powder, I don't touch up, I don't do anything. Whereas normally, of course, when my oils start breaking through, I would blot, I'd powder, I'd add more setting spray, which would get me longer out of the makeup before it starts to look really scrappy. But if it's a case of maybe you're at a conference or you're, at something where you just physically cannot get away from your desk, to blot, powder, etc., you'll at least have an idea of how quickly this foundation would break down if your skin is anything like mine. Right, I'll see you at the first check-in. Hey, welcome back to the first check-in. Right, it is just gone 4:15, so this has been on for 5 hours. Let's have a zoom in and see how it's doing. No real cracking there on those lines, or on the deep one yet, that's good. Under eyes still looking pretty okay, not too dry yet. Starting to crack a little bit and cake up round the side of my nose here. But that's about right for 5 hours for that sort of foundation, because it is a radiant one. Top lip's still fine, chin's still fine. Yes, I've got lipstick on my cheek, don't ask. All my cheek products are still in place. So far, so good. The only real sort of noticeable issue, apart from me having got lipstick on my cheek, is that it's just starting to cake a little bit around the side of the nose there. Were this not a foundation review, I would go in with blotting paper and then a little bit of powder, a little bit of setting spray, and it would look just like it did when I first done it. So given that this is a radiant-ish, undetectable coverage, but it doesn't claim to be a matte foundation, put it that way. Medium to full coverage, oil-free, undetectable. I'm actually quite impressed with how long it's worn for so far, and it appears that these MUA drops are not affecting the performance. This is what I was expecting for 5 hours. In fact, if anything, it's a little bit less split around my nose than I was expecting. So, but it has been quite a nice cool day today, thankfully. I think we're finally over that horrible hot weather. I hope. Right, I've now got a few hours to wait before I do my final check-in, but you're going to see it right now. Hey, welcome back to the final check-in. Okay, it is 9:30, so this has been on 10.5 hours now. So let's have a zoom in and see how it's doing. It's just starting to split along that frown line that I've got there. To be honest, I think that's more the highlighter splitting on that bit than the actual foundation, because it looks shimmery. Under eyes, this one's going a little bit scaly on the outside edge here, a little bit dry. Nothing a bit of sort of MAC Fix Plus or my vitamin E spray couldn't fix, though, to be fair. Lost a bit of coverage on the side of the nose here. You can see my thread veins starting to come through a bit, and I've lost quite a bit there, but then I've again hay fever in my nose, it's not surprising, and again lost some coverage this side. Top lip's quite worn now, as is the chin. I know the lipstick's worn, but I'm not going to redo that at this time of night when I'm about to take it all off. Everything on my cheeks is still fine though, and as you can see, no fading from the eyeshadows. So, what do I think of the Too Faced Born This Way with the MUA lightning drops, cool drops? I like it. Yes, it's looking a bit scrappy now, but as I said, were this not a foundation review at the 5 hour point, I would have blotted, powdered, sprayed, and it wouldn't have been quite as bad coverage. I mean, this for me, this triangle here is the bit that I always struggle to keep foundation on, even matte foundations, and that's like a demi matte. So, and even that, although it's worn, it has worn quite gracefully. From a distance, it still looks absolutely fine. I'm really pleased with it, to be honest, and once I finish that bottle, I will be going back to get the correct shade so that I don't have to keep using mixer drops. So, I hope you found this helpful. If you have, it would be awesome if you could hit that like button for me, comment, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell, and when you hit the bell, make sure you choose all notifications, not just some, so that you get told every time I upload a new video. I'm talking about uploading new videos. Have you watched any of my others? There's a lot to choose from, and apparently my voice is very soothing. So if you're an insomniac, find one of my Hell Yeah Whoa No's, which are the longest ones I do, stick one of those on and see if it helps lull you to sleep. Right, all that remains for me to say is you'll stay fabulous now, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.